Before I get started with this, I have to thank Professor Black Truth for shedding some light on this uh, situation in his most recent address involving Kyle Rittenhouse. So the last time I talked about Kyle Rittenhouse, it was saying that they were issuing a warrant for his arrest or rearrest, but they didn't know where he was at. They said that they called the house, no one answered. They sent notices, no one responded back. When they finally went out to the house, they said it was somebody else that was living there, and Kyle Rittenhouse was nowhere to be found. And that was like a couple weeks ago, or maybe a little over a week ago when that happened. So let's fast forward to today, February 12th. Well, it was February 11th, but February 12th, 2021, when I'm recording this video, where now this judge, whoever this judge is presiding over this, just seems to be in cahoots with Kyle Rittenhouse and his mother and everyone else who is attached to him. Because according to this article coming from the Milwaukee Journey Sentinel, it says that the judge denied requests to not only raise Kyle Rittenhouse's bail, but to also not have him arrested. That's why I said when he went to jail that first time, he did not need a bail to be set. That way he would stay there. I don't know why people insist on putting bails attachments to people who don't deserve them. And they attach them usually to people who really don't deserve them. He's one of many. See, they probably didn't think he was going to be able to raise that much money. But because of the 3 people that he shot and who they were attached to, it wasn't hard for them to garner that kind of support. So now he's on the run. They don't know where he's at. The prosecutors are not getting any help or any assistance. They're not raising the bail. So it's like they're just letting this kid run free. Even though he's 18 years old, they're letting this guy run free. And I had a comment when I had talked about Kyle Rittenhouse before. And I had somebody had come onto my comment section, but they was replying to somebody else saying, I don't know why black people are so upset because Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 people. He killed 2 of them. All 3 of them were white. He did us a favor. Here's the thing. I know why this person said that. I know why many people say that. They say it's white on white crime. Yeah, that's white on white crime now. But the fact of the matter is, what if he comes across a black person later and he shoots and kills them? See, a lot of people are not seeing further into this. He just happened to kill them because they were in his line of fire. If it was black people that was in line of fire, he would have shot and killed them. And many people are not understanding that part. Because look at who he shot at. People that were part of quote unquote BLM. They just happened to be white men. They could have been black men or black women or both. But since black people were in his sight of fire, he didn't pop off on them. He only went after who he perceived to be as a threat. If black people were perceived to be a threat in that moment, they would have been dead. And that person who wrote that comment would have been singing a whole nother tune. As a matter of fact, a lot of black people were. And it's not even the fact of the matter of who he shot and killed and injured. It's the fact that he has enough privilege under his belt to practically be roaming free right now. And they're not even telling the people where his whereabouts is. That's the scary part. Because what if he changes his appearance? He probably doesn't even look like this mugshot right now. And the judge is not giving the prosecutors any information. Like he's just letting this thing, I'm going to call him a thug, walk around unscathed and unharmed while he's probably armed himself. For all we know, he may not even be in the state. Because as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't seem like he has much of a jurisdiction. Because I thought he had an ankle monitor, but they really not saying much about an ankle monitor either. So they just practically let him walk free. Literally. They better hope they can catch him before he does something else. If not, it's on that judge's hands. That judge will have blood on their hands. But let me go ahead and get into this article. A judge Thursday declined a prosecutor's request to have Kyle Rittenhouse arrested until he posts another $200,000 bail and reveals where he's living. He did order Rittenhouse attorney to disclose his client's address under seal to the court in the sheriff's office, but not to the district attorney's office. The prosecutors say Rittenhouse, age 18, charged with fatally shooting 2 protesters and wounding a third during violent protests in August, has been in violation of his bail conditions because he never updated the address he had listed on jail records. But his former lawyers had been clear that even before posting the $2 million bail in November, that Rittenhouse's family had left their Antioch, Illinois apartment, citing death threats. After release, the lawyer repeatedly said Rittenhouse's mother and sisters were staying at an undisclosed location. And how do we know for sure that they actually got threats? Because they said so? So that means you've been in contact with them. That recording, I just gave it away. That phone conversation should have been recorded. And how do we know that you weren't the one, or that they weren't the ones that helped set him up to get at this undisclosed location? See, this whole case right here, as people back in the day say, stinks to the high heavens. They know where he's at. We just don't know where he's at, and they're not trying to tell. At a Zoom hearing Thursday, Assistant District Attorney Thomas Binger admitted that he was aware earlier that Rittenhouse was staying at a hotel or some other location. Well, if he's staying at a hotel, then that means other people are there who have seen him. But see, the thing is, they buried the story so much that some people probably don't even know who the hell Kyle Rittenhouse is, or probably don't even know what he's done. They probably just think, oh, he's just another regular random person. Oh, ha ha ha. Not realizing that this guy right here committed a violent act last year. It says, but that he only realized that last month that his family had permanently left their Antioch address, which was a violation of his parole, of his bail, I should say. Circuit Judge Bruce Schroeder noted that Rottenhouse has appeared when he was required to since he was freed on bail in November, and has not been accused of committing another serious offense, only of failing to update his address. Wouldn't that be an offense? While I'm not serious, that's still an offense. That's part of his bail, to report his living conditions or where he's at. He didn't do that, so technically they should be rearresting him. Amazing how they bend the rules for you know who. Schroeder said many defendants out on bail make that error and are told to correct it, not arrested and hit with an increased bail. Well, that's the thing. This is not an error. This is not a mistake. This seems more intentional than anything, because they say he's at a safe house at an undisclosed location because of death threats. Well, if that's the case, that's fine. If he's at an undisclosed location, then they don't want people to know, then he still needs to send his location to the proper people. But they're not even allowing that to happen. So that's why I said the judge is not off the hook. Now I'm looking at a picture of this judge right now, and he's exactly how I pictured him to be. An old white man who looks like he is from the Jim Crow era. He says, my client will appear, said defense attorney Mark Richards. He looks forward to litigating this. We have nothing to fear. The truth will set my client free. At Rittenhouse's initial bail hearing, victims and attorneys for victims called for an even higher bail of $4 million, while Richards argued $750,000 was more than adequate to assure Rittenhouse return to court, because the lawyer said he had such a strong self-defense to the charges. Prosecutors first sought to modify Rottenhouse's bail conditions after he was seen at a tavern posting with men making a sign off the link to Dub S, drinking beer with his mother present and wearing a shirt that said free as F. His website says he didn't know the men, or that the OK sign is often used by Dub S. I find that very hard to believe, and I'm talking about the second part. And I think that is the end of the article. Let me see. I think I clicked off of something. Okay, I found one more part. Schroeder then prohibited Rittenhouse from consuming alcohol or knowingly associating with hate groups. So you do that after the fact. Who's to say that he's not doing that right now outside of your jurisdiction? Listen, they're allowing this thug to run free and walk around here just aimlessly. Like I said, they just better hope they find him before he strikes again. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please make sure that you text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video.